All right, you're live.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the San Francisco Playhouse. I hear you out there. We don't have a house. We don't have people in the house. We have people in their houses who are taking this opportunity to share a live theater moment. This will be the first time any of these people have come together to read this play, and so we're really thrilled and excited, and we don't know exactly how it'll go. I'd like to take just a moment to thank the Ohlone people for stewarding this wonderful land on which we find ourselves, for being here so many hundreds of years before us, and for taking care of the land in such a beautifully spiritual and unified way. Thank you. So these are the Zoomlets. Many of you have been before. It's a series, our Monday night television series, about 10, 15-minute plays. These particular plays are director driven. In other words, it's like being at a first rehearsal, and the director picks a cast that he or she wants to demonstrate the play, and he gives them some notes, and then we all work out on the play for 45 minutes to an hour just to see what we can make of it in a first rehearsal. And we've had a lot of the great directors in the Bay Area do this, and some from far away. And I'm really thrilled tonight to be doing our second play in the Zoomlet series by Dipika Guha called An American Dream. We love Dipika. We did 2 of her plays in our Sandbox series, and then of course the yoga play in our main stage last season. This is her second of the Zoomlets. This one is called An American Dream, and I'm also really thrilled to have a Bay Area legend, artistic director, and director, of course, to man this little beast. I'd like to introduce Tom Ross, former artistic director at the Aurora Theater. How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Bill?
Good to see you.
Thank you.
We have similar sets. It looks like an actual room in a house with some pictures on the wall.
Yeah.
And I think the set designer did a really good job of with, you know, it's great. So how are you doing? Enjoying retirement?
Well, when I left Aurora, I did not think of it as retirement. I thought of it as becoming a freelance director. And since I've had 2 projects that have been aborted and destroyed because of the pandemic, I guess I am now retired. But I'm going to come back. I hope these projects, it's definitely going to happen, and hopefully the other one will happen sometime with Danny Shea.
And at least, as you said, you didn't have to be an artistic director during this crazy time.
No, that's true. I take my hat off to you and to Josh Costello and all the artistic directors in the Bay Area who are currently keeping their heads above water, keeping their organizations alive, coming up with videos and shows to keep reaching out to their audiences. I can't imagine it if it was me. So, yeah.
So tell us a little bit about American Dream and some of the actors that you brought together here to help us work on this little play.
Yeah. Well, American Dream by Dipika is a play that actually Bill presented to me. And I read it and I thought, this is a really crazy challenge for a reading. It's a crazy play in a lot of ways. It's a very deep play, and it's a really smart play. Dipika's not with us tonight, but she and I had a very long conversation on the phone about dramaturgy and whatever. I think the first thing I should do maybe is introduce the actors.
Great.
And all of these 3 actors are, first of all, I should say Dipika, I've got some notes here I'm looking at. She's an LA based, for people who don't know, she's an LA based writer. She's currently writing for television. She is raised in Russia, India, and the United Kingdom. And her plays include Yoga Play, which was a huge hit for you guys, that you directed, Bill. And she received her MFA in playwriting at the Yale School of Drama under Paula Vogel. So these are all really great credits. But now I'm going to move to the actors, if I may. And all three of these actors I have personal relationships with. Can we start with Tristan Cunningham?
Hello, hello.
Hi. Tristan, tell us about yourself and who you're playing.
Oh, okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Tristan Cunningham. I have the honor tonight of playing Olivia. I am something about myself. Tom, that was a surprise. Okay, let me think. What do I want to share? I am an actor, believe it or not, but my performing days started in circus. I was in a circus when I was 10 years old, juggling and doing acrobatics and running away with the circus. And then the circus sort of told me, you're an actor, because I just loved to be in the ring, but I didn't love training as much. And so that was a real blessing. And, I'm just now an actor in the pandemic and doing whatever I can to keep the muscle strong and getting to do Zoomlets with you all. So I'm really happy to be here.
Thank you. I know Tristan from my Aurora theater days. She was in The Arsonist. That was a Mark Jackson directed show that was amazing. I remember that I had a Stars of Tomorrow panel discussion. You remember this?
No.
With you and two other actors that were my Stars of Tomorrow. It was for some of our donors. And also, you and I got to work on the 24-hour play festival.
Yep.
About 2 years ago, was it? Or
I think so. Time is so who knows? But I think it was 2 years ago.
I wake up every morning and go, oh yeah, it's Wednesday.
Is it a weekend? Is it a weekday?
Anyway, I love you so much. Thank you so much for doing this with us.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
She's a super physical actor. And actually all of the actors I asked to do this show with us today are also very much physical actors, which I really like. Because I'm not really a physical person particularly. Well, I used to go to the gym, but I don't anymore. Okay.
It's the pandemic, that's why.
Yeah, of course. That's exactly why. Joseph Patrick O'Malley, where are you? Is he here?
I am. I'm right here, Tom.
Hi. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please, sir.
Sure. Hey, Tom. Hey, SF Playhouse audience. My name is Joseph Patrick O'Malley. I began acting here in the Bay Area, and then I went off to graduate school and spent some good years in Los Angeles. And then I decided to come back and make San Francisco Bay Area my home. And lucky me, I recently got married to the most extraordinary woman in the world, who is also a Bay Area actress, you may know, Lindsay Kale. So I'm incredibly fortunate in this trying time to have gotten over the line and have done so safely. And I got to say, it is the greatest thrill in the world to see these faces here. So, I'm looking forward to this reading, but if nothing else, this really makes the day. Thanks for having me, Tom.
Thank you, sir. And at Aurora, sorry, Bill, I keep talking about Aurora because that's where I worked for 27 years. You did a number for us with Barbara Damashek, where you played 3 clones of yourself, and Creditors, which was just also with Barbara, which was an amazing show. I'm so grateful for you to say yes to do this with me today.
I may only ever work with Barbara Damashek ever again, because
well, she brings out good stuff in you, man. So you're anyway. Thank you so much, Pat. Joseph. And now, last but not least, Danny Shea. Where are you? Oh, wearing a nice jacket today. Who are you, Danny Shea? What's your story? Make it really short because I know it's a long story.
Okay, no, I'm a Bay Area actor. Like these two people are or were. We have Tristan and Joe and I have played on stage, often in Shakespeare, outside, and I'm so thrilled to be in the room with these people. I'm stoked to be at SF Playhouse, where I've never done a show, and also to be working with Tom again, who we have done a couple plays spanning many decades. Most recently, the aforementioned aborted Joe Orton at Aurora. So just super happy to be at this party.
Yeah, aborted is the right thing when you talk about a Joe Orton play that didn't happen. You were the former artistic director of San Jose Shakespeare, were you not?
Shakespeare Santa Cruz, yeah.
Sorry, I said it wrong. And
Yeah.
I first met you because Barbara Oliver hired you to do Comedy of Errors at Aurora. And that's how we first met. And then we did The Mystery of Irma Vep. You and Charlie Shaw Robinson at Aurora, and then Mame Hunt wanted us to move it to the Magic Theater, so we did it at the Magic Theater, and we did Amy Fried's The Monster Builder together, and yes, Loot, which will happen someday, some way. We will make it happen, man. We had 2 days of rehearsal, and we had to stop the show because of the pandemic. But those were 2 good days.
I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah, wow. Okay, anyway, and then we got Drew Downs. Drew, where are you?
I'm in Oakland right now, just at my home, but.
But you're a student of Danny Shea's, is that correct?
I am, yeah. I'm a 3rd year at UC Santa Cruz. Danny taught an acting class that I was in, and he directed a show that we just finished filming a couple weeks ago that should be coming out, I think, at the end of this week, called Christmas Carol 2. So.
All right.
All right.
Well, listen, I'm going to get out of your hair here and let you get this piece going. Good to have you all here, and have fun.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, Bill's gone now. Okay, so let me say a little bit about this piece, which I'm really excited to do, actually. It was first performed at the Old Vic Theatre in London in 2011. As a part of the T.S. Eliot Old Vic New Voices UK-US exchange. And that was a thing they did for a number of years, where they had playwrights and actors from the United States and from England kind of work together and do their shows and transfer them across the ocean. And at that time, the festival was under the artistic direction of Kevin Spacey. We remember Kevin Spacey. Okay, now Dipika says this was inspired by both Shakespeare's Twelfth Night and T.S. Eliot's The Wasteland, which I think is really, really great. And I'll just really briefly talk about those things. Shakespeare's Twelfth Night is a very famous cross-dressing comedy where the female character, Viola, disguises herself as a man. However, in Dipika's play, the man is who dresses as the woman. Dipika says her play is about transformation. And I'll add that sometimes it's also about the confusing power of sexual desire. All 3 characters in this play are named after characters in Twelfth Night. A little bit about The Wasteland. As I said, this program that Spacey did was sponsored by the T.S. Eliot Foundation. So Dipika wanted to have some T.S. Eliot in it. And there were several references to the wasteland in the piece. I'll read you one, famous one, Hyacinth Girl. This is from T.S. Eliot. I used to be a verse reader. In high school, I was a competitive verse reader. I'm going to be really good. Gave me hyacinths first a year ago. They called me the Hyacinth Girl. Yet, when we came back late from the Hyacinth Garden, your arms full and your hair wet, I could not speak, and my eyes failed. I was neither living nor dead, and I knew nothing, looking into the heart of light, the silence. So this was about the disconnect of loving relationships after World War II in London. That's what he was writing about here. There's also a reference to the Unreal City, which is also referred to as London in the poem. And also, sweet Thames run swiftly till I end my song, which the play ends with, is also a reference to The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. This is the thing about this play is that Dipika says it runs best when it's done at triple time. So this is why I think this is like this athletic thing we're talking about doing. So why don't we just start and do it at regular time? Just go through the play and sort of get our sea legs and see what it is. Okay?
Okay.
Oh, I guess I start with me. All right. Where's my page here? All right. So the characters are Fess, who's a British landlord, a Shakespearean fool. He is camp, witty, seductive. That's Danny Shea. Sebastian, a lover, an American man, macho, certain undergoes a sea change. Olivia, a lover, an American woman, feisty, undergoes a sea change. His play takes place in a mythical London. The British world looks like it's been licked by a yellow dog. The Americans bring color and brightness, of course. The play races absurdly fast and realizations are made with unlikely speed. Transitions occur under the language. The language moves fast. Discoveries are made on the line. At pace, the play runs approximately 10 minutes. All right? So, but we're going to start it just at a normal speed for the first read, okay?
Okay.
All right. So we'll start with Andrew. You want to start with
Sure.
Thank you.
Scene 1, London. Romantic music. Sebastian runs on the spot. He runs, he runs.
I call her the Hyacinth Girl. Hair wet, arms full of dreams, a brightness in her eyes leaves my tongue dry. I want to scream. She's everything and more than she seems.
Music out. Lights shift. Fess appears. He turns to Sebastian. They are outside a dingy boarding house in the North London gloom. We come in mid-scene.
The name's Fess. I'm North London's landlord S. My last tenant was a woman until Kazam. She reappeared as a man, masculine and baritone. But she was entirely at home in a world of men. But she's gone now. Poof. There's a room to spare for anyone who dares. Take her place, that is. Staying long, Sebastian?
I've come in search.
A spiritual journey?
She's my church, a girl, a woman, actually.
Aren't they all? Well, they aren't, actually. It seemed a thing to say. Who is she? Go on, you can trust.
God, the city's unreal, all clouds, no dust. Okay, I'll tell you.
Confide, confide. Come on, step inside.
Romantic music. Lights shift.
I call her the Hyacinth Girl. Her hair always looks wet, even when it's dry. Her arms full of dreams, a brightness in her eyes, leaves my tongue dry. I want to scream.
Lights return. Music out.
First saw her in a coffee shop.
Romantic. Venice?
Venice. Beach.
A beach?
Peach. Sundress. Fat. Sunglasses.
Fat?
Cool. You being rude?
In Britain, that's like breaking the law. We're the land of Shakespeare. Sure. We tease, we prod, we banter, pun. I'm sorry, go on, son.
She's my home. I've come for her. My girl's here. I know, because I...
Stalked her?
You're just saying that because we'd never talked or met. I followed her. I lost her.
Where?
Airport. Check-in. Hid in a trash can.
A rubbish bin?
It fell over. I fell out. I'm such a douche.
You're charming. Louche, even.
She saw me fall on my face. Head first. No grace. I'm never going to win her now.
You can. You just need a plan. I got it. You're no good as a man. Dress like a woman, like in the movies. Disguise your sex. Now, why on earth does he look vexed?
Like Dustin Hoffman?
Don't scoff, man.
But I'm a hunk. This is a temporary funk. I'm not dressing like a girl. I'm a man. I'm happy as I am.
Fess roots through a clothes rack. Sebastian resists, but is eventually persuaded into a dress and heels under the next scene. Scene 2, Heathrow. Olivia talks to an absent airline rep.
My bags are what? You just had a strike? A hitch? Lady, I may be a bitch, but in America, airports actually work. What a mess. I really want this job, and I only have this dress. And I'm shy. You can be loud and shy. Oh, I'm trying not to cry. Don't tell me to take a tour. I've been to London before. All Americans have. I want my bags.
Scene 3, Soho, London, a bar. Olivia totters in, drunk from another bar. Sebastian turns to her in his new dress.
My interview was a mess. All because of his dress. I thought it'd be fun to wear and travel, but mid-question it starts to unravel. And then I flashed him, the interviewer guy. And, I'm like really shy for someone who talks so much. Dresses, like men, are unreliable.
Amen, sister.
You're American? Oh, thank God. Ever since I've been here, I felt I couldn't cry. The air is like really dry.
What's a fellow American for if not to offer a helping hand?
He offers her a tissue and takes her hand.
Someone who really understands. My name's Zo.
Olivia, Liv. You ever feel like your life's a movie, Zo?
All the time, honey. Sister Act 3.
Scene 4, Holloway, boarding house. Fez folds sheets. He recites his bad poetry joyfully.
Love, it comes and you be ready, or it'll leave you unreadied, unmade. Make your bed, fold your sheets, just in case the right one comes along and wants to, spend the night. Love, dropping on like cold English rain. Oh, that Shakespearean rag.
Sebastian enters.
I need a bud.
It's time you saw you've gone amiss. A bud isn't beer, it's piss. You've got to stop drinking that shite. Come with me, I'll buy you a pint.
Scene 5, Southwark by the river. Olivia is on the phone to her mother mid-conversation.
And when that dude on the tube stared me down for saying Southwark instead of Southwark, I didn't care. Oh, the rain's beginning to feel kind of poetic. I met someone, Mom. I'm just hoping she sticks around and doesn't run like some when I come out.
Scene 6, Holloway, boarding house. Fess is wearing the sheet. He proclaims.
Love, unlike dove or shove, beyond semantics or reasoning, perfume or indignance. Love, it itself a universe contains, and the universe itself contains it.
Sebastian walks in, still in his dress and heels.
You still wearing those shoes?
Scene 7, Blackfriars Bridge. Olivia on the phone.
That gross brown river is starting to smell sweet. It is a perfume from her dress that makes me so digress. She reminds me of flowers.
Scene 8, boarding house, continued, and Olivia by the river, who forgets she's on the phone and talks to the audience.
Something's off. She's nicer.
Less attractive?
Kinder, quieter.
A stranger's face in the crowd moves me. Something's moving through me. I don't know why. I'm like, woo, I'm high.
The city's changed her. I feel different too. I want her to bring home the bacon. I want to wear the apron.
Why don't you tell her how you feel?
I'm going to tell her how I feel.
I'm going to tell her how I feel.
Yeah. I'm used to talking straight. The American way.
Yeah, the American way.
Scene 8, Oxford Street. Olivia and Sebastian meet.
Hey.
Hey, hi.
So I guess, thanks for being, my friend.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Defeated, Olivia leaves. Fess enters.
What the fuck happened?
We both turned British, at least for a moment.
You've seen the movies Go On Run. Heathrow beckons, my son. Love!
He takes a breath as though to soliloquy, but he doesn't. He raises an arm in silent goodbye to his friend. Scene 10, Heathrow. Sebastian runs and runs on the spot. He looks to his left, and suddenly Olivia appears, walking in the opposite direction. They're on a parallel moving walkway, a glass between them, music.
Wait! Wait, stop, Liv! Wait for me! God, she can't hear me. Liv, I love you! I love you!
What are you doing here?
Suddenly, they are face to face.
I love you!
And I lost my page. Give me a second. I'm not who you think I am.
I'm not who I seem, but I love you straight.
Well, I'm not.
Straight up.
Sebastian takes off his dress, his wig. Lights change. Romantic.
I called you the Hyacinth Girl. Arms full of dreams.
He undresses down to his underwear to reveal his true form.
Hair wet. I could not speak.
I'm not into men.
What? Not at all?
Not unless they're really tall. Well, hell, put those shoes back on.
Good, because I love these shoes. It was never really comfortable in my own.
You may not be a woman, but you sure have a lot of woman in you. I call you the man with perfume. Your eyes wet, strong arms full of dreams. Nothing's been what it seemed.
We're home. Sweet Thames
Run softly on.
Sweet
Sweet
Thames
Thames run softly on.
End of play.
Oh my God. That was so much fun. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You never know with these Zooms if I'm muted or not muted. You guys were great. I mean, come on. That was also really fast. I mean, wow, how fast can we take this play? I don't know. What actors, thoughts you had while you were doing it? Anybody have a thought?
I think you can go faster.
Yeah.
No, we can go
I think it'd be fun to
faster.
do it
I'm talking about beyond going faster. Yes, we can do that. But thoughts about the play, thoughts about the transformations, thoughts about something I think is really interesting is, and Dipika said this, was this about Americans turning into British people. And that comes out in this. I don't exactly know what that means. Do you have any thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Well, first of all, I didn't realize we do the last lines together. That's so funny. I didn't realize it, and I'm like, oh, because I thought like, oh, Liv is kind of unsettled in this because I didn't read that we both do that together. She's definitely made her choice with you. But
yeah.
Side note. So sorry about leaving you hanging on that. But it was interesting to me to read the lines that to do it. I'll do it the American way, meaning that was the more upfront way because I've always experienced it differently, where my British friends are a little bit more upfront actually, and really like tell me like it is. So I thought that was just like an interesting, I've always thought the opposite.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't jump into Britishness in that one bit that we do Britishness, but it does feel like that's the like Hugh Grant British thing is what she's talking about, right? The like, I suppose, yeah, yes.
I think so.
Good, yes. Like, so I'll play with that a little bit more in that one line.
Well, I actually have a question about that. Was my one question, like, I don't really know what that line means. I think it's answering what you're asking, Tom. You've seen the movies Go On Run, Heathrow beckons my son, which is right after he says we both turned British at the last minute.
Yeah.
I don't think I really understand that line.
Yeah.
Unless it's like, yeah, do it like Hugh Grant does, kind of.
It's interesting to me that at the very top of the script, okay, I made some notes here, and I didn't get into this with Dipika. I mean, she's lived in England. She's for a long time. Maybe we can find out from her later. But she sort of says that where is it? That the anyway, she says that Americans bring the color into the thing. Like the Americans are like alive. It's sort of the sense I get, and that British people are less alive. That's sort of what I'm getting from her. But I don't know if we need to play that right now or anything like that. Because I don't know what that means, because I think that you guys are all alive the whole time.
Yeah.
But you change a lesbian woman who decides to go with a man, a straight man who decides to go with a woman who's gay. There's this weird transformational thing going on in here.
Yeah.
I don't know, you know.
When I'm saying I'm not who you think I am, that's in reference to you don't know that I like women, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you say that to your mother on the phone. You allude to that earlier on the
Right,
bridge.
that I always come out and they leave.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then I had such a Dipika. I remember I said, like, you say that Sebastian is this like macho guy, but he puts a dress on, and then he likes it, and he likes wearing the shoes. Although the shoes make you taller, right? Which is what she likes. Which was Olivia likes tall people. So there's something I think in there
And
as
he is
well.
quoting T.S. Eliot poetry from the beginning, ostensibly.
I'm sorry?
I mean, he's this macho dude who says, I need a bud, but then he's also calling her the Hyacinth Girl and conjuring images of
yes,
full of dreams. And it's a
so
macho.
I said to Dipika, I said, how do you govern this macho guy to do this? And she said, well, maybe he's not so macho at the beginning. You know? I like the references to Tootsie. The Tootsie reference is like a really cool reference because I had said to her, and I think I wrote to you guys, that to me, this is a rom-com. This is a really super fast rom-com. And she said, yes, definitely, it's a rom-com. So it's just really just a romance, right? Andrew, what about your thoughts about reading all these stage directions? Do you see anything interesting happening there?
Well, I mean, I really just enjoy the dialogue. I don't necessarily know that I'm academic enough to really provide any insightful comments, but I just really enjoy the language of the play. I think that it's really beautiful, and I do enjoy a lot of the transformations that go on in the play. Yeah.
Okay. Well, why don't we do it again? Maybe we don't have to do it 3 times because it was so fast the last time anyway. Let's go faster. I would say, as a director note, I think relishing the language a little bit more would be good. Not just rushing through it, but really savoring Dipika's language and the verse. Not just rushing through that, but savoring that. I think it would really be fun. Mm-hmm. Danny, you're a big Shakespearean scholar. What thoughts do you have?
Oh, I think it's super clever. It's funny because the rhythm is not Shakespearean actually most of the time, or it is, and then it veers off, so it catches you by surprise. You can't just get into that iambic pentameter buggy and whip and go along. You have to sort of be a little more athletic and dexterous with it. I think it's great to find the little weird rhymes within lines, and super fun.
I made two notes here. One, there's a reference to Sister Act 3, which
Yeah.
does not exist,
Right.
but they're talking about it. Whoopi Goldberg's working on Sister Act 3, so maybe in the future there will be a Sister Act 3. Also, my name is Zoe.
Yeah.
That is a Greek word,
Uh-huh.
and it means healing.
Uh-huh. So that's a choice, not at a loss.
Yeah, it's just not thrown out there, I think. I think it was a choice she made.
Okay.
It's a Greek feeling for a word for healing and becoming complete, whole.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Tristan, I'm sorry, you were going to say something.
Oh no, I was just the Sister Act thing. I was like, why does he pick that movie?
Yeah.
I think as it rhymes.
Okay, cool. I'm fine with that. That's great.
Or he's into nuns. I don't know.
Right. You got a thing for Whoopi? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, should we try to like do it double time?
Yep.
But the whole
Double time,
challenge is
but
not just to do a speed through, but to do it double time and have it have meaning and have shape.
Okay.
Okie doke. Andrew, we start with you.
Okay. Scene 1, London. Romantic music. Sebastian runs on the spot. He runs, he runs.
I call her the Hyacinth Girl. Hair wet, arms full of dreams, a brightness in her eyes, leaves my tongue dry. I want to scream. She's everything and more than she seems.
Music out. Lights shift. Fess appears. He turns to Sebastian. They are outside a dingy boarding house in the North London gloom. We come in mid-scene.
The name's Fess. I'm North London's landlord S. My last tenant was a woman until Kazam. She reappeared as a man, masculine and baritone. She was entirely at home in a world of men. But she's gone now. Poof! There's room to spare for anyone who dares to take her place, that is. Staying long, Sebastian.
I've come in search.
A spiritual journey?
She's my church. A girl. A woman, actually.
Aren't they always? Well, they aren't, but it seemed a thing to say. Who is she? Go on. You can trust.
The city is unreal. All clouds. No dust. Okay, I'll tell you.
Confide, confide. Come on, step inside.
Romantic music. Lights shift.
I call her the Hyacinth Girl. Her hair always looks wet, even when it's dry. Her arms full of dreams, a brightness in her eyes, leaves my tongue dry. I want to scream.
Lights return. Music out.
First saw her in a coffee shop.
Romantic. Venice?
Venice. Beach.
A beach?
Sundress. Fat sunglasses.
Fat?
Cool. You being rude?
In Britain, that's like breaking the law. We're the land of Shakespeare, sure. We tease, we prod, we banter, pun. I'm sorry, go on, son.
She's my home. I've come for her. My girl's here. I know, because
Stalked her?
You're just saying that because we've never talked or met. I followed her, lost her.
Where?
Airport, check-in, hid in a trash can.
A rubbish bin?
Fell over. I fell out. I'm a douche.
You're charming, louche even.
She saw me fall on my face, head first, no grace. I'm never gonna win her now.
You can. You just need a plan. I've got it. You're no good as a man. Dress like a woman. Like in the movies. Disguise your sex. Now why on earth does he look vexed?
Like Dustin Hoffman?
Don't scoff, man.
But I'm a hunk. This is a temporary funk. I'm not dressing like a girl. I'm a man. I'm happy as I am.
Fess roots through a clothes rack. Sebastian resists, but eventually is persuaded into a dress and heels under the next scene. Scene 2, Heathrow. Olivia talks to an absent hairline rep.
My bags are what? You just had a strike? A hitch? Lady, I may be a bitch, but in America, airports actually work. What a mess. I really want this job. I only have this dress. And I'm shy. You can be loud and shy. I'm trying not to cry. Don't tell me to take a tour. I've been to London before. All Americans have. I want my bags.
Scene 3, Soho, London. A bar. Olivia totters in drunk from another bar. Sebastian turns to her in his new dress.
My interview was a mess. All because of this dress. I thought it'd be fun to wear in travel, but mid-question it starts to unravel, and then I flashed him, the interviewer guy. And I'm like really shy for someone who talks so much. Dresses, like men, are unreliable.
Amen, sister.
You're American? Oh, thank God. Ever since I've been here, I've felt I couldn't cry. The air is like really dry.
What's a fellow American for if not to offer a helping hand?
He offers her a tissue and takes her hand.
Someone who really understands. My name is Sozo.
Olivia, Liv, you ever feel like your life's a movie, Sozo?
All the time, honey. Sister Act. 3.
Scene 4, Holloway, boarding house. Fess folds sheets. He recites his bad poetry joyfully.
Love! It comes and you be ready, or it will leave you unreadied, unmade. Make your bed, fold your sheets, just in case the right one comes along and wants to, spend the night. Love dropping on like cold English rain. Oh, that Shakespearean rag.
Sebastian enters.
Oh, dude, I need a bud.
It's time you saw you've gone amiss. A bud isn't beer, it's piss. You've got to stop drinking that shite. Come with me, I'll buy you a pint.
Scene 5, Southwark by the river. Olivia is on the phone to her mother mid-conversation.
And when that dude on the tube stared me down for saying Southwark instead of Southwark, I didn't care. The rain's beginning to feel kind of poetic. I've met someone, Mom. I'm just hoping she sticks around and doesn't run like some when I come out.
Scene 6, Holloway, boarding house. Fess is wearing the sheet. He proclaims,
Love, unlike shove or dove, beyond semantics or reasoning, perfume or indignant. Love, it itself a universe contains, and the universe itself contains it.
Sebastian walks in, still in his dress and heels.
You still wearing those shoes?
Scene 7, Blackfriars Bridge. Olivia on the phone.
That gross brown river is starting to smell sweet. Is it perfume from her dress that makes me so digress? She reminds me of flowers.
Scene 8, boarding house, continued. And Olivia by the phone, who forgets she's on the phone and talks to the audience.
Something's off. She's nicer.
Less attract.
Kinder, quieter.
A stranger's face in the crowd moves me. Something's moving through me. I don't know why. I'm high.
The city's changed her. I feel different too. I want her to bring home the bacon. I want to wear the apron.
Why don't you tell her how you feel?
I'm going to tell her how I feel.
I'm going to tell her how I feel.
Yeah.
I'm used to
talking straight. The American way.
Yeah. The American
way.
Scene 8, Oxford Street. Olivia and Sebastian meet.
Hey.
Hey, hi.
So I guess, thanks for being, my friend.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Defeated, Olivia leaves. Fess enters.
What the fuck happened?
We both turned British at the last minute.
You've seen the movies. Go on, run. Heathrow beckons, my son. Love!
He takes a breath as though to soliloquy, but he doesn't. He raises an arm in silent goodbye to his friend. Scene 10, Heathrow. Sebastian runs and runs on the spot. He looks to his left, and suddenly Olivia appears, walking in the opposite direction. They are on parallel moving walkways, a glass between them, music.
You hear me?
What? Did you say something?
I love you.
What are you doing here?
Suddenly, they are face to face.
I love you.
I'm not who you think I am.
I'm not who I seem, but I love you. Straight.
I'm not.
Straight up.
Sebastian takes off his dress, his wig, lights change, romantic.
I called you the Hyacinth Girl. Arms full of dreams.
He undresses down to his underwear and reveals his true form.
Hair wet. I could not speak.
Hey, I'm not into men.
What? Not at all?
Not unless they're really tall. Well, hell. Put those shoes back on.
Good, because I love these shoes. I was never really comfortable in my own.
You may not be a woman, but you sure have a lot of woman in you. I call you the man with perfume. Your eyes wet, strong arms full of dreams. Nothing's been what it seemed.
We're home.
We're home. Sweet Thames run softly on. Sweet Thames run softly on.
End of play.
I don't know if that was any faster, at least on my end.
It was more than fast enough. It was really good.
I thought it was a little faster, but it wasn't. It's clearer.
Yeah, it was clearer.
Clearer.
Yeah. Bill, continue. I don't really, what do you guys want to say about it? Like actors, what do you want to?
I think it's always nice to think about, because this is a short process. So I think people are interested in what each of you would do next. In other words, we could go around to everybody and say, well, Tom, what would be the next thing you would do as far as directing this piece to make it come even more alive? Danny, Tristan, Joseph, what would be the thing you would want to do that you felt you haven't done yet? Or what would you work on?
You're asking me?
Yeah, well, you first.
Okay. Well, there are notes, in the script about romantic music, about light shifts. I mean, I would do a lot with the tech to really break up these scenes, really, and with lights and sound, and the sounds of the Thames, and bringing the sounds of London into the piece. But acting-wise, I think these guys are doing really great, and they really surprised me. Tristan with her phone, and Joseph with his dress, and Danny with his towel. All you guys, your actors were very inspiring to me about your creativity that you're bringing to it. But I would start thinking about the physical elements of the piece.
Yeah. How about the actors? What did you discover that made you want to discover something else? Danny?
Yeah, I played Festi once at Cal Shakes many years ago. And when I did that, I got this weird grant to go to the Folger Shakespeare Library and I was really working on the music because he sang all these songs, Festi in Shakespeare's Twelfth Night. And yeah. But I stumbled across a thing there, this sort of train of really ancient scholarship about all the stuff in the play that has Festi as a defrocked priest. What is he doing hanging out by the church? Who is he singing these songs as sort of completely weird character? So I would think it would be fun to, figure out for this little 10-minute play, it's sort of an opportunity for an actor to really indulge that backstory life of the character because there's so little that's on the page, and find out what his whole deal was. I think he must have been a defrocked priest.
Clearly. That much is clear.
Some reason or another.
Well, he's a catalyst, right? He's demonic, the character. Joseph?
This language is really cool when it ramps up to speed, and I think she does have a really fun, challenging idea in that she's in the notes in the script at the beginning, really willing and challenging the actors to get up to speed there. And for myself, I can already see spots where just not having enough time with the script, I would want to sharpen all of those changes of thought so that there was never any lingering in any one thought. There is like a thing to young love about being alive and present in every moment. And those switches that happen are really quick. And I was actually looking at the Wasteland poem earlier today, getting ready for this thing, and I realized that that poem too works well at rapid fire speed. These beautiful lyrical words and images are all communicated, but the pace of his thought is so quick and he's taking you to so many different places that all you can do is just kind of give in to being there and the logic will follow.
Great. Tristan, any thoughts, closing thoughts?
Definitely what Joseph said, and then also like what Danny said about the times when she's not rhyming, like if those are purposeful and if they can be useful, like helpful hints, acting wise. And then my head always goes to like the Latsies in it. Like that last time when we were doing it, I was thinking, oh, what if we did go in that section, the British section we're talking about, what if we changed our dialect just for the Latsi of it? You know what I mean? And we're like, yeah, yes, you know, and I think there's like a lot of Latsi with you taking off the heels and putting them back on in the dress. So my head always goes to like, where are all these? I feel like there's a lot of like Latsis in this piece.
Where are the bits?
What'd you say?
Where are the
really
bits?
like that idea.
Where are the bits? Yeah,
I
yeah.
really like that idea because I like Tom's idea of using the, you know, getting London into it, because it does seem like London has taken these two and seduced them and turned them into British people and changed their sexual preference while they were at it, you know, by magic. You know.
Dipika has specific places in London where these scenes take place, which we kind of just move through. But yeah, it's sort of like a little map of London going on in this play.
Yep. Well, thank you all. That was wonderful. We didn't quite, I don't think we needed to do it a third time.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. No.
When you do the main section, you know, then we'll rehearse a couple more times. And but thank you all so much for doing it. It was wonderful. I just enjoyed every moment of it. It was terrific. Great work.
Thank you, Bill.
And thank you all at home for attending. It's been great having you here and being able to provide this little piece of art for your indulgence on Monday evening. I wanted to also let you know that thanked all of those who made contributions with their free ticket purchase. We do pay everyone in these Zoomlets, and so that really helps. And those of you, you will also get a letter thanking you for coming, and that will give you another opportunity to make another donation. And all of that really helps us provide this content for you. Also, we're running our production of Art, which we filmed live on our stage with 3 actors, the first time anyone was really allowed to assemble equity actors on stage for a filming. And so we're hoping that those of you who haven't yet seen Art will take advantage of it. It runs through Saturday at midnight. So please tune into Art. And once again, thank you all from the Empathy Gym, San Francisco Playhouse, and have a great evening.
Thank you.